This is In the Know for Friday, June 5, the 156th day of 2026. There are 209 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station 1039 The Moose, live online at K105.com, via the Apple and Android smartphone app, using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast, on Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. Plus, we will have the weekend movie premieres for you. We will have some truly Southern phrases that you may or may not know. And we will have a chance for you to win Holiday World tickets. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. He is the 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio Newshawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Litchfield. He's Sam Gormley and the sports. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing all right. It's just us boys today. I'll tell you why momentarily. I saw a headline. You and I were talking about the World Cup yesterday and getting excited over it. I saw a headline today about something related to the World Cup that I think I could really lean into. A few years ago, I just thought that I wanted a robot dog. You know, at a time when, because you got to feed the dog, and who takes care of the dog when you're gone, and the grooming, and et cetera. And so when the robot dog started coming out, I thought, was that the type of companion that you want? And will there come a day where that would be a suitable substitute? Well, during the World Cup, they are going to be using robot dogs for the FIFA World Cup sites in Dallas and New Jersey, but they're using cameras for eyes. So they're just going to be roaming around as security forces, keeping an eye on everybody and trying to keep everybody safe. Can you see, can you imagine Litchfield having these canine robot officers around?
Maybe in 100 years.
I don't know if it'll take 100. It might take 50, but maybe not 100. If you could, would you have a robot dog?
I don't think so.
So you'd rather have the responsibility of a real dog?
Yeah. I mean, but there's also the fun of having a real dog as well. I don't really know what a robot dog. The technology, I don't think we're quite there yet.
It's the and you've probably seen it on demonstration. The ECTC lab has created one of those like robot dogs that was in at least one, if not two, parades that would walk through and actually kind of trot. And it's kind of cool, and that's the foundation for what these robot dogs are built on. But I think we're just scratching the surface on some of that stuff. It will be interesting to see what where it goes. I'll tell you where the mercury in the thermometer is going up for the weekend. Heat's building into the weekend, and some rain chances are returning to the area. We need it again. We are likely to get a pretty significant amount of rain on Tuesday, but maybe not any big rain to report between now and then. But there is a chance daily. Highs in the 80s over the next half day with 80s and plenty of sunshine. Isolated showers and thunderstorms off to really our north tomorrow. We're going to approach 90 degrees. And then scattered storms on Sunday, and then rain chances linger through next week. Mostly sunny, high of 86 today. Tonight, we'll see a low of 69. And then tomorrow, partly cloudy and some storms, as I mentioned, off to the north of us, and a high of 90. And then we'll get back into the 80s for through midweek next week. And then it looks like we'll have a period of end of next work week where we will be in the 90s. And Sam, I think you're going on a field trip, scheduled to go on a field trip on Tuesday, but may get moved to Wednesday possibly.
That is the plan. Yeah, I think headed to the aquatic center.
All right, that sounds fun. Widely scattered showers over the past week means drought conditions lessened in some parts of Kentucky and deepened in others. Nearly 22% of the state now has no drought conditions, which marks a 50% rise from last week's 14.3%. Abnormally dry conditions were observed in 9.2% of Kentucky, compared with an even 5% in the previous report. If you're watching, you can see us indicated on the map there. We're in kind of the golden color, more so than the yellow. Before we get into some of the other headlines of the day, I told you I was going to tell you why it's just us boys today. Christy is at the Women in Leadership event that the chamber is hosting this morning. So I know lots of local area women and women in leadership positions are off
I believe
networking, doing that this morning.
isn't one of the hosts of it? Isn't the doctor involved?
Dr. Thomas is
Hmm.
leading the panel. I think she's kind of hosting and making sure things keep moving properly. But got a lady who is the president of the Kentucky Chamber that's coming in, and then got, I thought it was an interesting panel. Representative Heverin is on there, and then I also was interested to see Barbara Bernard from a volunteership standpoint and leadership. I thought that was, I thought the panel looked really good, and I'm excited to hear about the event after it wraps up today. That event is being held at the same place where we're having the Emergency Services Gala tomorrow evening for people that are involved in that. So, got to get gussied up and go out tomorrow. I have to tell you my first of the week. I get to tell you my tuxedo story with On the Go tuxedo rental. And thanks to Amy for doing that for us. We'll have a full report next week because I'll have some photos to show you that even somebody like me can look halfway decent when you subject yourself to like Amy's magic. So that
Well,
will
she
be
made the Deckers look good, so I mean, if she can do that, then it's going to keep on going up from there.
it's where I got the spark. I was like, if she can help those two bald guys, she can help this bald guy. So she's magic. A Litchfield man is facing drug trafficking and organized crime charges. The LPD arrested 54-year-old Donnie Stevenson Jr. yesterday, actually on Tuesday, on the basis of a complaint warrant out of Todd County. The warrant accuses Stevenson of trafficking in a controlled substance, trafficking within a 1,000 feet of a school, engaging in organized crime, first-degree promoting contraband, possession of drug paraphernalia. Was initially lodged in the Grayson County Detention Center, but has been transferred to the Todd County Jail, being held on bond. The treasurer of the Dundee Fire Department has been accused of stealing tens of thousands of dollars from the agency. State police arrested Amantha Sipla, who's 48 years of age, from Hartford on Wednesday afternoon. She was charged with theft by unlawful taking, theft by deception, and abuse of public trust. She had served as the treasurer of the Dundee Fire Department for about 3 years. She's accused of stealing between $40,000 and $50,000. She is being held on a $50,000 cash bond. She's the widow of the former Dundee Fire Department chief, Mike Sipla, who passed away back in December. So with the changing of the guard, I suppose some of this was uncovered, and she has been charged with that, but we'll have her due process. Then I think it was a much celebrated move yesterday by people who are happy that there has been some justice in the Crystal Rogers case, but know at the same time there are others who are probably involved or know things that would be helpful in giving the family additional closure. Just after 12:30 our time yesterday, state police arrested Nick Hauk of Bardstown on a Nelson County indictment warrant following an investigation by the state police. Post 4 said their investigation indicates that Hauk allegedly committed perjury between 2015 and 2013. As a result, he was charged with perjury in the first degree, which is a Class D felony, and that is punishable in Kentucky by 1 to 5 years in prison. He is the brother of Brooks Hauk, who received a sentence of life in prison after he was convicted of murdering Crystal Rogers, who disappeared back in 2015. Nick Hauk was taken into custody and lodged without incident. Post 4 detectives are continuing the investigation. No other details are provided at this time, as it's an ongoing investigation. No word on any arraignment yet, but I'll be interested to see if there are others, additional charges that are filed against folks. I think it's good to know that they've not stopped searching for answers, because there are still 2 other murders, maybe 3 other up there that need to be solved. The Trump administration has announced $700 million in new support for struggling coal industry. He's again seeking to boost the industry with $700 million to support coal-fired power plants and coal exports. He said the administration will use authority under a Cold War-era national defense law to support 13 coal plants across the country and help build coal plants in Alaska and West Virginia, the first new U.S. coal plant since 2013. The money will help restart a shuttered coal-fired power plant in Maryland and support construction of a long-delayed coal export terminal in Oakland, California. Together, the announcements will create or support more than 14,000 jobs in coal, construction, rail, and maritime industries, according to a White House official. Sam, I know you're a big supporter of coal. I see it every time I see your
Hmm.
car, right?
Mm-hmm.
You did that just because you thought the black plate looked better, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it looks good. I think it looks good and sharp. Recently, when there was kind of a kerfuffle or a dust up over some things with the city council, and people were trying to be sharp and barbed with some of their comments, there was a rumor that got circulated about a data center that was being planned for Litchfield and/or Grayson County, which was pretty quickly poo-pooed because I think we would know officially about it if that were likely to happen. Now, that is not to say people in the data center industry have not eyed or considered or said, would this be a viable location? But on the heels of this energy story that we talked about with coal, and knowing that our electrical infrastructure, if we truly are going to go the EV route at some point in time, our infrastructure is not in place for everybody to have a car on charge all the time when they're not driving. And then innovation in healthcare and technology and AI are these data centers that are required for the next generation of where technology is going in our community, requires these data centers. And there are places in Kentucky that they're going to have to go. And if Kentucky wants to remain competitive in this space. So it comes down to the classic, not in my backyard. It's kind of like prisons. You want good, secure, fortified prisons to house prisoners, but nobody wants to live next to one, or a sewer treatment plant, or in this case, a data center. But they are going to have to go somewhere. And the Kentucky Energy Planning and Inventory Commission has released its first comprehensive policy analysis examining the opportunities and challenges associated with large-scale data centers development across the state. The report is supposed to provide lawmakers, regulators, utilities, and stakeholders with an in-depth review of our growing data center pipeline and identify strategies to support economic development while maintaining reliable, affordable electricity for Kentucky families and businesses. Commission leaders said the report demonstrates that Kentucky is uniquely positioned to compete for data center investments because of its low industrial electricity rates, available land, abundant water resources, growing fiber infrastructure, and proven record of supporting major economic development projects. My understanding is the largest concern over data centers is spiking utility rates because they're energy hogs. And when they come in and they buy up all the energy, then you've got the laws of supply and demand. The demand goes up and the supply gets limited, prices go up, and then it impacts people, residents in the community. Finding the magic bullet that will mitigate those risks is key, is paramount to Kentucky being able to compete in this space. We have lots of rural land in Kentucky. How do we utilize that opportunity without it costing a fortune to electrify our homes and our businesses? Some of what the federal government is trying to do is say, well, we're going to relax some of the Energy Commission rules to allow these data centers to create their own electricity on site by giving them a little grace so that they're not pulling from the grid, making it even more challenging. So maneuvering all of these curves is going to be a challenge, but once it's done, I think it's probably a net gain for Kentuckians and Americans as a whole. The Grayson County Healthcare Foundation is sponsoring a camp for middle school students interested in a career in healthcare. The Healthcare Career Exploration Camp is being held June 16, 17, and 18. It's going to give students who are entering 6th, 7th, or 8th grades, so basically GCMS students, an opportunity to explore several healthcare careers. This camp is completely free, and it will offer several hands-on learning opportunities. Brittany Clemens from over at the Healthcare Foundation sent us the agenda yesterday. And on June 16, it will be at Owensboro Health Twin Lakes. Students will rotate through several departments of the hospital. On June 17th, they'll be at Health Force Kentucky, and they will take a bus to Owensboro to learn about healthcare careers using state-of-the-art technology. Then on June 18th, they'll be with our friends down at the Grayson County Extension Office. Students will learn about skills healthcare workers perform through hands-on activities. The deadline to register is June 11. Now, if you'll go find this story at k105.com, there will be a link where you can access the camp registration forms. You can also pick those up in the front office at Grayson County Middle School, or if you know her contact information, you can reach out to Brittany as well for additional information. So thanks to her for sharing that with us. 1 week ago tonight, Samurai and I were involved in sending the GCHS class of 2026 out with a bang, out into their futures, and it was a nice ceremony and a nice night. The ceremony was not, as is usual, without some number of hijinks. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, probably.
Did you go back and look at the flip? Like the flip was framed up perfectly on our camera. So it was
From
done
Matthew, Matthew McAllister, I think, was the one that did the flip.
done very well. There was a staged fall. There was kind of
A couple.
there were a couple. I saw the one, and then there was the worm. And
From
so,
Will Vincent, yeah.
yeah, which, is kind of earthquaking. Will's a big fella. I guess I'm wondering is where the barrier is on where too much is too much. Where's the line where they say enough is this? Because in our world, we have a tendency of needing to push the limit just a little bit. Like if there was one worm this year, I have a feeling we might have two worms next year or two flips. Or at what point in time do we say, okay, enough, until there's some potential punishment involved? Like so far, I think our administration is pretty good sports about it. But being in the role they are, don't they kind of have to be looking to say, well, okay, well, where do we dig in?
Yeah, I guess it's a question for Miss Harnett. But I don't think any of them have been egregious. They've done their 5 seconds and they've gotten off the stage. So I don't
Agreed.
think there's been anything egregious.
I also think you've been to far more rehearsals than I have, but I've been to a few rehearsals. I also know that sometimes they probably know these things are coming and from who. Some of them have been, I don't know that they've been greenlit, but there's been an understanding that maybe I'm going to express myself in a certain way. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, I think even with one of those, I won't say, I think one of them made some money off of doing it.
Okay.
I think one of them got dared that if they would do something like that they would get paid a certain amount of money. I'm not naming any names on it, but hey, when you graduate, he was going to do whatever he could to pick up a couple extra bucks.
I don't mind enterprising young people, without a doubt. Now, the one thing that unless you participate in graduation frequently, that you might not understand fully is that when you cross that line and you shake the superintendent's hand and he hands you your little booklet, your little diploma card that you keep that safe in for the rest of your life, there's actually not anything inside that. That's a ceremonial, right? That's just more ceremony, symbolism, because they hold on to that diploma, for the very, until the dust settles and says, okay, you're the responsibility of society now. You're no longer our responsibility. It's like we're trading responsibility for diploma, and we both have them in our hand at the same time and say, okay, now that's yours, and then we're washing our hands of you. The reason that I ask is because Tivian Campbell is an 18-year-old Chicago Tech Academy graduate. She was denied her diploma and escorted from graduation after doing a split on stage. The incident occurred at the Harold Washington Cultural Center last month when Campbell performed the celebratory move while receiving her diploma. The principal told Campbell she needed to think of a way to make up for what I've done, and she said, made it about myself. She maintained a 3.5 GPA. She plans to study business administration. She was left in tears after being removed from the ceremony. She says no written rules prohibited celebratory dances during the diploma walk. The graduate still hasn't received her diploma despite the incident happening over a month ago. Now, what you're going to say is, you often say, let them play, right? You say, just let them be kids. They should give her diploma, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
Are you surprised they haven't?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit wondering what. Like, I don't. There's maybe more to this story. I don't know what it could be, but there's something a little weird about this.
We have heard her side. There has been nothing from the other side. And she says there were no, I think it says specifically, she says no written rules prohibited celebratory dances. Well, not every rule has to be written. You know, she might have been warned, but I'm with you, Sam. There's got to be more to it. Because just doing the splits, hey, more power to her. She can do the splits. Good for her. I certainly can't. No, you know. But give her a diploma. Let her go. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. We're going to talk a little bit about what we're celebrating today and through the weekend. And then phrases that you hear in the South. How many of them do you know? Coming up, you're on In the Know.
For the second year in a row, Owensboro Health Twin Lakes Medical Center is one of America's top 100 rural hospitals. But in Grayson County, that's not really a surprise. Because in small towns, we share everything. The hospital where we were born, where we bring our families, just keeps proving what we already knew. Owensboro Health Twin Lakes Medical Center, top 100 care. Hometown heart.
Now at McDonald's, a sausage McMuffin is only $1.50. So stop dreaming about breakfast sausage and go get it. Get more value on the under $3 menu.
Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher for delivery.
Now at McDonald's, a McDouble is $2.50. So you can get your gym gains on. Or just get lunch for only $2.50. Get more value on the under $3 menu.
Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher for delivery.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
If you're like most small business owners, you likely thought that managing finances would never end. Well, relief is here, and Buckles, Travis & Hart awaits you. Streamline your operations with our expert payroll processing, tax liability management, unemployment reporting, and financial reporting services. Stay lean. Stay focused. It's all here with Buckles, Travis & Hart. Transform your business today at GraysonCPAs.com. Call 259-5604. Your built-in business manager.
Feeling run down and tired? Life's stress can take a toll on your immunity, leaving you prone to illness. But there's a solution. At Pure Aesthetics and Wellness on West White Oak Street, we offer IV infusion therapy. It's a great way to boost your immunity and restore your energy levels. Don't let life's demands wear you out. Take a minute to rejuvenate with us. Visit our page on Facebook for more details or to schedule therapy. At Pure Aesthetics and Wellness, we help you feel your best.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education, close to home, at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now registering for classes that begin August 17th. Call 270-259-1540 or visit elizabethtown.kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, college for the real world.
You know, I heard that some people think a staycation is adventurous.
Staycation? That's just a fancy word for staying home.
Exactly. Why not set sail with your global getaway?
You mean like a cruise?
Yes. With Royal Caribbean, you can have weddings, honeymoons, vow renewals at sea.
And no seasickness from staying on the couch.
Your global getaway. Adventure awaits on every wave. Connect on socials at Your Global Getaway or yourglobalgetaway.com and start planning today.
Many communities are worried about data centers, and now a small Bay Area city is echoing the concerns. Landon Sepulveda with Silicon Valley Resistance says they've started a petition to stop a new data center in the town of Gilroy.
Look at San Jose, one skyrocket.
Many residents only recently learned about the data center, which is already under construction on a 56-acre site for Amazon Web Services. Erin Brockovich is best known for her legal case against Pacific Gas and Electric, but now she's talking about data centers. The California environmental activist says her website is designed to be a clearinghouse for information. She says over 4,000 submissions have rolled in just during the month of April. The San Francisco-based robot company has brought on President Donald Trump's son Eric. They hope to score military deals. Foundation Future Industries is already doing work with Ukraine. They plan to do frontline testing with the U.S. military within 18 months. Tech Report, I'm Mark Mayfield.
Today is Hot Air Balloon Day. It is also Attitude Day. It's Ketchup Day. Big fan. Favorite condiment. Had some yesterday on some tater tots. That was good.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't say it's my favorite condiment. I don't know what that answer would be, but no.
So I read this morning, this is staggering. 97% of Americans have ketchup in their homes. 97%. And we're a broad ethnic makeup, and so for it to be in that many households, it's tremendous. Tomorrow is the anniversary of D-Day. Tomorrow is tomorrow's the 82nd anniversary, by the way. If you would like to understand what D-Day was all about, watch the first 30 minutes of Saving Private Ryan, and you'll be all caught up. Tomorrow is Drive-In Movie Day. Tomorrow is Yo-Yo Day. Tomorrow is Eyewear Day. Sunday, Chocolate Ice Cream Day. Sunday is Daniel Boone Day. I made a major mistake on Monday and forgot to celebrate Kentucky's birthday. In fact, I'm the one who's been lobbying our legislators to make it an official state holiday. June 1st should be a state holiday. I'm not so sure that, because, we're going to get to 250 in a few years. And so it would be nice to just have that recognized and saying, I'm not saying everybody should have the day off, but we should do something to celebrate Kentucky becoming a state.
You have the power to make it a day off here.
I do. And it was Monday, and why I didn't figure that out, I don't know. But I even had the idea this morning, why don't we just celebrate the whole week? Because if it's the anniversary on June the 7th that Daniel Boone first saw Kentucky, then why don't we just have a whole week of celebration from founding day as a state? And then we joined the Union, we became a state, and then we got Daniel Boone Day 7 days later. It's just a nice bookend to an entire week of celebration. Sam, you get busy planning that, please.
Yeah, I think I don't get that power to call off days of work. That is your power.
Okay, but can you at least come up with some ideas for some celebrations, some things we could do? We could go to a ball game.
Call Samara. She's the one that has more power than all of us.
I've mentioned it to her already, and she said she was going to explore that. I think they should somehow name that law after me, since I came up with the idea.
I'm sure you're the first one to come up with it.
I'm probably the first one that's ever crossed their mind. You know what we should do? I'm pretty sure. I have Sam, you had tremendous grandparents, correct?
Yeah. I got to meet 3 of them.
I had tremendous grandparents as well. Just lost my final grandparent. I'm blessed because being the oldest of the generation and only being like 21 years apart from my 42 years apart from 2 generations ahead of me. I knew all 4 of my grandparents and had them all until 2011, and then only lost my final in August of 2025. So that was a time. But I look back, and being a grandparent now, you want to spoil your grandkids, and you want to let them buy with things that you didn't probably let your kids buy with. You want to champion them and encourage them, but you also don't want to not instill some of that wisdom that that you have to be encouraging, so they'll turn into good humans. So you kind of have to find that balance. And here are 5 old-fashioned lessons that were learned by people with amazing grandparents. Number 1, don't keep picking at a wound that's trying to heal. That's a pretty good lesson. Number 2,
both literally and
literally and figuratively. That's correct. Number 2, hold your head high. I think that's important. Make a mistake, own it, go on. Everyone gets a slice of the responsibility pie. I never heard that one before, but that's good.
That makes sense.
I think I know the lesson. I had just never heard it. I had never heard it using the analogy of a slice of the responsibility pie. Take off those rose-colored glasses. And then, if you're not learning it elsewhere, perhaps your grandparents can teach you that the world doesn't revolve around you. You know how those people that think they're the center of the universe?
Yeah, there's some people that probably need to learn that lesson.
Yes, and too often they get in roundabouts. But that's just me.
And as we've learned, people still can't learn how to drive in a roundabout.
That's because it's all about them. Like, yeah, everybody's got it.
I had one of those scenarios yesterday where
you did.
They stopped, Don't stop. Keep going. Unless somebody's in there, keep going.
Last Saturday morning, I got tickled as well. I was going to soccer, and I decided to take the William Thomason Byway around to 62. And so I was following a vehicle, and I figured the driver and the passenger were around my age. In a pickup truck, windows
It's getting
down.
up there, though, you know?
Yeah, without a doubt. So I'm saying there's not a real old person, not a real young person. It's just a normal old person like me. We're trying to go to Clarkson from the byway, from the south side of 62 of Elizabethtown Road. And we get to the roundabout and the turn signal comes on. So we're like turn signaling and we're just kind of bearing around to the right and we're going on 62.
I will say that I have a bad habit now of doing that just because I was so used to always doing that. But then also, I'm okay with that in a roundabout if you're saying you're getting off the first exit.
Okay. Would you use it if you were going 3/4 of the way around? Would you use your left turn signal?
No. But if I would, if I was, getting on and getting right off, because I've done that because I just am so used to when I would hit that aspect. I guess my brain hasn't learned that the roundabout is there, even though it knows it's coming.
Listen, I don't know if it will be. I don't know. It probably won't be by the time the school year begins. But if you think that when the roundabout went up at the eastern side of the Thomason at Elizabethtown Road, just wait till the roundabout on Beaver Dam Road.
Yeah, Rockruster Hill, right?
And the Thomason Byway intersect with when you get students, buses, commercial traffic, like all of that added into the mix. It is going to be.
I do appreciate that. I've had some people that I've talked to that were very anti-roundabout, and they've come around to the to it. Now, not everybody is. For instance, I was having a conversation with Grayson's girls coach, Coach Mack.
Yeah.
And he hasn't necessarily come around to the roundabout. I think it's a disagreement in his household.
I think it's somewhat generational, and then I think there are subsets within the generations. Like I just think that in a weird way, though, if you've negotiated the square squares in small towns everywhere, even though the rules are different, the rules are inverted. But if you can do that, you can do the roundabout.
Yeah, as I told him, the subdivision I grew up in growing up had a roundabout at the top of the street. So I think we moved there when I was 5. So we had for 20 years of my life, that was how we drove, is you went to the roundabout.
Right about the time you started driving, around the age of 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, my cozy coupe, maybe.
You're from northern Kentucky. So how, on a level of 1 to 10, how southerner are you? Are you, if middle southerner is 5 and 10 is the most southerner?
I don't know. Gosh, I have no idea. Because that's a weird. I mean, Kentucky as a whole really is, but especially northern Kentucky, because we're Midwest. For me, though, I have British in me just based on my upcoming. And then you got a little bit of Southern in there too. We're kind of a mixed bag.
And then there's definitely. I don't know that I-65. I-65 is the easy line that I use, but I actually think the line is more like I-75. East and west of I-75 is major different, but some of that sneaks over west of I-65, like 75, like over into McCreary, Whitley, some of those areas that are actually this side of I-75. That's all 606 through there, and that's different. So that region. So the interstate is not the exact line, but there's a different east-west difference in the Commonwealth. And so to gauge how southern you are, here are 11 phrases that make no sense to the rest of the country, but probably make sense to those of us in the South.
Okay.
And I've decided, I'll go ahead and tell you, bless your heart is definitely on the list. I don't know it's one of the 11, but it is an assumed one that everyone knows. That's a Southern phrase. Them kids are raising Cain. You hear somebody say, oh, they're raising Cain.
I've heard that.
Well, we've got a restaurant franchise named after Raising Cain. So if you had the honor of growing up in the South as a child, you probably heard this phrase. A mom shaking her head in disapproval, a grandma rolling their eyes. These kids are being bad. These kids are raising Cain. But somebody in Arizona, they know Raising Arizona. They don't know Raising King. Number 2, we're in the short rows now. I say it a lot. This is one that definitely adds to my southern street cred, or that'd be my old dirt road street cred. Do you know we're in the short rows now?
I don't know that I've ever heard you use that, but I think context clues, I could probably figure it out.
Yeah.
Like we're almost done.
When they harvest the corn, the shortest rows are typically out on the edges. And so we're in the short rows. We're in the short rows when we're getting out to the outside, the edge of the field, till we're almost completed with the task. Stop hee-hawing around.
Yeah, I mean,
that's also a close cousin to we didn't gee-haw very well. We didn't gee-haw very well. It means we couldn't figure out a way to get along. But when you're hee-hawing around, we all know what that is. That dog won't hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I know that one. I don't know that I've used that one recently.
Well, I like it. Like Steven will drop occasionally some of these during a broadcast.
Well, of course. Is there any place more southern than Edmonson County?
Hotter than a stolen pistol. That was one of his that he dropped in.
Number 7, tump it over. You know, tump it over?
I don't know that I've heard that one.
It's like you not accidentally knocked something over. That's not
getting context clues.
Not one that I used or any of my family used that I've ever heard. I get it, but it says that it's also similar to tip or turn, especially accidentally. Press the button, something. Maybe it came from the Algonquin Indians that actually originated the origin of that phrase. Here's one I'd never heard before today. I gotta go make groceries. So we would just say we're going to the store. I got to go to the store. Or I've got to go buy groceries. I got to go pick up groceries.
Get groceries.
Right, get. They say make, like over in eastern Kentucky and other places of the South. And it's also a Creole way in the French. It would make sense. So if you heard someone say this, there's a good chance they have New Orleans heritage somewhere in their line.
It's like play catch or have a catch.
Oh, absolutely. It's play catch.
Play catch, yeah.
Play catch. It's a real gully washer out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
pouring rain, monsoon.
That's, without a doubt. A gully is a low place. But the earliest reference to that's 1903. Now, how about frog strangler? Do you know frog strangler? It's a real frog strangler out there where the rain's so deep that the frogs got to get up out of the water they can breathe.
Huh? Yeah, no, I've not heard that one.
It's like showing a dog a card trick. I got that one immediately, but I had never heard it. It's like showing a dog a card trick. Dog doesn't get it. And then this one,
I think Gertie could figure it out. Gertie's pretty smart.
She knows some card tricks.
And then, you've got her in the painting too, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So she knows how to play poker.
It's a brilliant painting. And then the last one, I'd never heard this one before. I ain't never seen the beat. It makes no sense to me, but it means that a person has never seen or experienced something entirely new or completely different for them. I guess it makes sense, but have you ever heard someone use that phrase?
No.
Me either. And so when I do the score out of the 11, I think maybe only 5 are things that I either frequently use or my family use or what have you. So that means I'm only
use any of them, but
I'm only about half Kentuckian. And I don't use any of them on the regular. I'm just saying that I will or have when I was growing up. So does that mean I'm only half Southerner? I guess it could be. We'll figure it out. Got a new way of giving away Holiday World tickets coming up. I hope you'll hang around. It's called Two Truths and a Lie. Coming up here on In the Know.
At the Grayson County Farmers Market, the community comes together, bursting with farm fresh produce, meats, home baked goods, and much, much more. Savor the taste of Kentucky Proud Produce and know you're supporting local families. Join us Wednesdays and Saturdays, rain or shine, from 8 to noon or until the last morsel is gone, now through October 23rd at the Extension Office parking lot on Quarry Road. We honor WIC and senior vouchers because fresh, wholesome food is for everyone. See you at the Farmers Market.
By day, we're teachers,
nurses,
engineers,
managers.
We come from different backgrounds with different skills and busy lives.
But when a child needs someone in their corner, we show up the same way.
Because while we serve many roles, we share one mission: to be the voice for the voiceless and build hope for children across our region.
That's the role of a CASA volunteer.
Right now, there's a child in your community who needs someone in their corner. We're looking for people like you to step up and be their voice. You don't need a legal background or a background in social services to be a CASA volunteer. You just need the willingness to show up for a child. You can learn more about how to become a CASA volunteer at casaheartland.org/volunteer.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-961-1527. That's 800-961-1527. 800-961-1527.
Looking for a place to connect and make a difference? At the Moose Lodge, you'll be stepping into a place where children find hope and seniors find care. Experience the fun of gaming and drinks while socializing with other members in our licensed lounge. We are inviting qualified guests to visit and consider membership. Be part of something meaningful. The Grayson County Moose Lodge is at 289 Alex Drive in Falls of Rough, where community meets connection. Stop by or follow us on Facebook for more information.
K105 Weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you your global getaway. Start planning your adventure now at yourglobalgetaway.com.
Twin Lakes weather. Heat and humidity slowly building back in on this Friday afternoon, but we stay dry. High temperatures top out in the low to mid 80s this afternoon. Rain chances do return for some of us Saturday. Can't go out of deep thunderstorms, especially north of I-64. Most of us stay dry tomorrow with highs approaching 90. We see a better chance for scattered showers and storms by Sunday afternoon. From the Wave Storm Tracking Team, I'm Carson Meredith.
You don't want to miss American Top 40 this weekend because I've come all the way from Copenhagen, Denmark to take over the countdown. It's Lucas Graham, and I'm ready to play the hottest songs in the USA, and I'll answer your questions while I'm here. So get those in right now. We have a question box posted on Instagram at American Top 40, and I'll see you the weekend.
Did you know, if you're average, you'll flex your finger joints 25 million times in your lifetime? I started imagining professions that might be above average. Run that number up.
Like a baseball player?
Oh, good one. Dairy farmer. Old school dairy farmer. It's all pretty mechanical these days.
Mm-hmm.
Butter churner.
I mean, teacher, grab the marker and...
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. I guess I think there's probably a baseline number for most professions, but the ones that are very hand-oriented. If you pick vegetables for a living, chiropractor, that might be a very good one as well. I have a new way that I would like to try and give away Holiday World tickets today. And you're still going to text your response to 270-259-6000. Sam, but I have concocted 2 truths and a lie.
About you?
No, I've got different categories that I'm doing. I thought we got some mysterious music here.
Oh boy.
Two truths and a lie. You're going to identify via text message 270-259-6000 which is the lie. And
so we're kind of factor crapping this.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. But we're crowdsourcing.
But only one is crap.
That's right. Only one. It's 2 truths and a lie. You have to identify the lie, and of all those who can identify the lie, we draw for Holiday World tickets. Does this sound like fun? You think this might be okay?
The music's a little creepy.
This is on Kentucky Icons. Kentucky Icons. All right. Item number 1. The Kentucky Derby Trophy is made of solid 14-karat gold and features a miniature 14-karat gold horse on top.
Okay.
So we'll say Kentucky Derby Trophy. All right.
Okay.
Just the second. Louisville-born actor Tom Cruise worked as a bellhop at the historic Galt House Hotel before finding fame in Hollywood.
Okay.
Louisville-born actor Tom Cruise worked as a bellhop at the historic Galt House Hotel before finding fame in Hollywood. And 3, the Chevrolet Corvette has been manufactured exclusively in Bowling Green since 1981. The Chevrolet Corvette has been manufactured exclusively in Bowling Green since 1981. 2 truths and a lie. Identify the lie. 270-259.
So just send 1, 2, or 3, I guess.
Yeah, send 1, 2, or 3, or you could say Derby, Cruise, or Corvette. You know, we'll figure it out. We can use enough context, so I think that'll be fun. We'll see who can spot. Because I started with a category that I thought we should all have some pedestrian knowledge about as brethren of the Commonwealth. Fair enough. Oh, by the way, speaking of the Commonwealth, don't forget that the Unclaimed Property Roadshow is from 10 to 1 today at Judge Kevin Henderson's office. Just go sit down in his office, and he'll be figuring up. He'll have, you know, the old accounting. They wear those bands on their arms, and then like the
Is
little
he writing
visor
personal
when
checks
they
for
do
it?
Yep, he's getting personal checks, and then he'll be reimbursed by the treasurer. Let's see.
Did you want to give out his cell phone number in case people had questions? Maybe they could.
Everybody has it already. There's no sense in
Yeah,
there's
that
no
is
sense
true.
in giving it out.
He was having a conversation with us the other day about people who've gotten his phone number that he didn't necessarily want to have his phone number.
He's already told me the day he retires, new phone number, and it will be new phone. Who dis? Weekend movie premieres. Masters of the Universe out today. Notice that Barry Williams went to see already and said he hadn't had that much fun in maybe ever. Very nostalgic for him. Scary Movie is out today. Power Ballad is out today, and The Last Whale Singer is out today. That's a PG-rated kids family movie. I didn't know there were many whale singers, but apparently this is about the last one. I probably need to study up. Should I investigate the first whale singer first, just to see how that's going to go, or?
Yeah, I don't know.
Will I be lost if I don't know the story of the first or even the middle whale singer?
I'm not the movie guy. You gotta talk to Garen on our crew. He's the one he's the movie aficionado.
Okay, he's the movie aficionado, but does he have enough wisdom though? Because knowledge is not enough. Wisdom is required too.
He's Jamie Johnson's son, so he's got a little bit of wisdom.
Okay, well, I presume he's accumulating more every day. So that's.
And he did just graduate high school a week ago.
Well, all right. There's something to be said for that.
And as we both know, it takes a lot of wisdom to graduate from Grayson County High School, right?
That's true. We are brothers in that way. We both have diplomas from there now. Taylor Swift's net worth reaches $2 billion, making her the richest female musician. Think she'll ever be able to live comfortably? She need to work a little harder, maybe one more successful worldwide tour, and then she might get to some type of comfortable existence for herself.
Must be nice.
I wish the best for her. Got to get to a break. We'll figure out who wins the Holiday World tickets. Point to Ponder, Pearl, Wisdom, Chart Toppers, and more coming up here on In the Know.
Most couples don't realize how simple it can be to make a good marriage great, or to infuse struggling marriages with new life. To make your marriage better, I want to encourage you to give these 3 ideas a try. The first idea is to avoid sarcasm. The word sarcasm means to tear flesh. Sarcasm strips a joke of its humor and replaces it with anger, resentment, and jealousy. There's a thorn beneath the laugh that cuts people. Instead of sarcasm, season your words with love and respect. Idea 2 for improving your relationship is to make a daily habit of gratitude and appreciation. Turn that into a discipline by placing 5 coins in your pocket, and every time you tell your spouse thank you or I appreciate you, move a coin to the other pocket. Every time you correct, criticize, or complain, move the coin back to that pocket. Then challenge yourself, how many days in a row can you move all the coins from the one pocket to the other by making positive choices. The third idea is to control your conflict by scheduling your disagreements. Avoid daily conflict about things that are emotionally distressing by structuring when those conversations take place. Discuss problems on odd days or even days or Wednesday nights. Control your conflict instead of allowing your conflict to control your relationship. Remember, to build a happy marriage, avoid sarcasm, be grateful, and engage in healthy conflict. For Focus on the Family, I'm Jim Daly.
The following is a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
When I was feeling the stress of too much credit card debt, I looked at two different options: debt settlement and debt management. They may sound the same, but guess what? They're not. Debt settlement seemed like a quick fix, but I found out it would destroy my credit, create tax headaches, and hit me with huge fees. They actually told me to stop paying my bills. No way, not me. Then I turned to a debt management plan developed by the team at Trinity. They worked with my creditors, lowered my payments, reduced my interest, saved me thousands, and paid off my debt. And Trinity is a Christian company, which is important to me.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-936-5348.
My name is Heather. Please forget debt settlement and remember Trinity Debt Management.
1-800-936-5348.
MB's point to ponder for today. All right, that's the cutoff, Sam, right there. Once the music was heard, that's no more entries after that.
Okay.
All right. MB's point to ponder for today. What's the thing you tried once and said never again? What's something you tried once and said never again?
Oh boy.
Best I could come up with was lima beans. Ugh, lima beans. As a standalone. Put them in some vegetable soup and they're fine. No, I'm not doing lima beans. No, thank you.
Tofu?
Tofu. Oh, that's a good one. You could probably sneak some tofu by me and I wouldn't realize it, though.
It's a texture thing for me.
It is a weird texture without a doubt. So we were playing Two Truths and a Lie. The first one was the Derby trophy made of solid 14-karat gold and a miniature 14-karat gold horse on top. Louisville-born actor Tom Cruise worked as a bellhop at the historic Galt House Hotel before finding fame. And the Corvette has been manufactured exclusively in Bowling Green since 1981. Did you have a thought on which one is the lie?
I feel like the Corvette one. That was the one that I went with.
So Corvette is Vet City. I thought the word in there that was important was exclusively. You know, like, okay, is that the only place
and
they make
I
it?
knew that they shut the plant down in the last X amount of years because I think they did some renovations. So I didn't know if they maybe moved it to.
It's not
wherever.
been made. It's not been made anywhere else since 1981.
Yeah.
The lie is Tom Cruise was born in New York and never worked at the Galt House, but he did attend Male High School and live in Louisville. So when they say he's from Kentucky, that's not true. He was born in New York, lived in
because
Louisville.
that's the line that the two people I know from Male are Tom Cruise and Ken Hallett, and it's tough to get I get those two mixed up quite often.
Not Winston Bennett? You don't know Winston Bennett?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I know a little bit, but I mean,
I figured you knew as much
I can
about
tell
him as Tom
I
Cruise.
can tell Winston Bennett apart from Ken Hallett. But
That's
Ken
true,
Ken
they are.
Hallett and Tom Cruise, it's tough to see them when you
They-
see them, and then they are both shorter in stature.
And mirror images of one another, both just exceedingly handsome. So the lie was Tom Cruise, so that would be number 2, the middle one. I'll let you scan through and see how many people then qualify, and we'll draw out a number.
4.
4 is the number. All right, let's see. Alexa, pick a number between 1 and 4. She picked 1, so number 1.
Or she's saying she's picking one of those 4. But yes, it looks like number 2684.
2684, congratulations. This day, the highlight in history this day, June 5th, 1968, RFK was shot and mortally wounded. Birthdays today, Kenny G is 70, Brian McKnight is 57, Mark Wahlberg is 55. Sam Darnold, the quarterback, is 29 today. Gone but not forgotten. Richard Scarry in 1919. Bill Hayes in 1925.
My mom. She
I
turns
did see that this morning. Your mom.
31, I think, is probably what she's claiming this year.
Adele Gormley, 31 today.
One of these years, I'm going to pass her.
You're going to catch her. Bill Haley and the Comets, number 1 this day in 1955.
Do you have some Adele on the coming up today for her?
I don't have a chart topper.
Eagles?
That's picked for her. Ooh, I don't know that I have any.
Or Billy Joel. Those would be her. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Not a chart topper, but it's in her honor, so I feel like that counts. The Dixie Cups, number 1 in 64, Chapel of Love. All right, let's go to 1973, Paul McCartney and Wings with My Love. Okay. A little draggy today, but I'm doing the best I can. 82, Rick Springfield, Don't Talk to Strangers. My wife violates that rule all the time. Matter of fact, the stranger the better.
I guarantee she's probably talking to some today.
Most likely. 1991, Diamond Rio, Meet in the Middle. All right, let's go ahead to 26 years ago today. All right, 17 years ago today. That's hard to believe. Beyonce and Halo. All right, let's move forward one more. 8 years ago today. BB Rexa at FGL, Meant to Be. Now, without either of these, Florida Georgia Line or BB Rexa, would this song have been a hit?
I don't know. I can't say anything negative about Florida Georgia Line. The last time I did, I got scolded by one Adam Cox, so I can't.
Oh, well, he doesn't count anymore.
Well, he's still got 3 weeks that he counts.
But really, what kind of retaliation can he do against you? Really? I mean, come
I mean, listen, Breck County's a place that we get treated very well when we go up there.
on. That's true. But he can't send you to the principal's office, so, I mean, and he
Send me
can't
to the superintendent's office, I
he
guess.
can't rescind your diploma. I mean, come on.
No, he can't do that anymore. I don't have a Breck County diploma.
MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today is be happy for what you have while working for what you want. Be happy with what you have while working for what you want. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here on Monday for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix is WKHG Litchfield.